And we continue on this path to ruin. Well, I'm not actually just making little quips here. We are going to a desert after this. Because World 2 is Desert World.
We're approaching, well, not yet. I'm going to tell you when we're approaching the part where I no longer have context based on what I played myself.
Okay.
But we're not there yet.
Yeah, you already established that. What I'm trying to establish again is how these sheep are just still here. It's after what we said last time, it's bothering me for some reason. Also, why didn't Eggman capture them? They're just staying here.
That's a good point. Do you usually see animals just around?
Not really.
In Sonic games?
Not really.
Yeah, that is weird. Then again, you could say the same. Why doesn't he capture the wisps like ever?
Well, I mean, he tried once and it didn't work, but then again, we have no idea where the wisp capsules are. I mean, no, not what I mean are. We have no idea who's creating the capsules anymore. There are no big capsules because Eggman's not doing that again, but like the small ones where we get them, like, who's making them? Clearly, this is gameplay story segregation because it can't just be floating around whatever.
I'm assuming the wisps are just, I mean, it would make sense to just have them floating around rather than being a capsule. Just have them float in a fixed spot. Yeah. But whatever, it's nothing.
Yes. Also, the sheep are getting angry at us for constantly running into them and making them lose their wool. So now they're super sheep.
Yeah, I mean, you may as well say who's leaving the extra lives around, right?
I don't think that's quite the same, but it's somewhat, I guess. Just like I can say, how come this waterfall is never ending with the logs?
No, well, there seems to be some gravity. I'm assuming it goes around a circle.
Wait, was that thing one and done? Oh, no, it wasn't. You had to wait 3 cycles for it. Am I going to try for it?
Yeah, I was wondering. That's a weird decision to just... I'm assuming you just don't care.
I really don't.
I would just leave it.
I mean, because I'd have to go back around for gravity to be normal again. Well, normal in relative context. And just like the hassle of the red coins the red rings, they don't give me anything. Well, I mean, they do, but like, wait, was this the game where they do nothing? I know there was a game where they practically do nothing, except like give you practically useless power-ups. I think this might be the game where they do nothing. Whoops, didn't mean to do that.
What did you do? Did you just...
I'm supposed to suck up more stuff as the asteroid list so that I can jump higher, so I can get that red ring. But because the thing activates too close to the portal, where this is...
Oh, so you ran out of...
Yeah. I wouldn't...
At this red ring thing.
I wouldn't have known. There was no way for me to know.
Yeah, that's true. It's weird, like...
Yeah, there's literally nothing I can do.
You just try.
I'm seeing if I can, like, charge it up, but no, that's... it is entirely dependent on how much stuff you have. So that was entirely pointless.
It works on Donkey Kong Country rules where you can't just go back in.
Nope. I mean, yes.
Or at least Donkey Kong Country Returns rules. I don't know. Can you go back into it? No, I think it was in the original games as well.
It depends.
In the very first game, you just go
it
back.
Depends on some stuff, because usually some barrels, like, once you go into the bonus stuff and come out, the bonus barrel shoots you into either another part of the level or into a place where you can't go back.
Alright.
So we have something actually that I wish would happen more, where the boss interacts with you, trying to stop you during the stage.
Yeah, see. This just needed a sequel.
Yeah.
Just needed one more game.
Yeah, but the thing is, they don't. These are the only 6 Zeti we know of. We assume there's a race, but like again, these are the only 6. So.
I mean, were they destroyed? Why does that matter?
I mean, wait, what?
You said these are the only 6, but why does that matter in terms of getting a sequel? Can't they just come back?
What do you mean? Well, the thing is that they're okay. In terms of the game, we don't know their fates. There's no way they're dead, like dead. But just like they leave that incredibly unclear. But everybody else just considering Zavok and whatever are in the Olympic Games are not canon, but whatever. The IDW treats them like they survived. And here's the cartoonish thing of Tails' intelligence that I don't like. Building a TV out of paper clips. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't like when shows do that. I don't like when Jimmy Neutron goes into a store of washing machines and comes up with a
Okay,
robot.
I mean, yes, but the spontaneity of it was what kind of made it hilarious.
Oh yeah, as an offhand joke, it's funny, but it's almost a little worse when it affects the plot.
I guess that's true.
And I don't like that AJ in Fairly Parents built a time machine out of paper clips and yarn, even though it's a very funny line. But still, it's like.
I mean, did he reference string theory? Because technically that could work.
We don't care.
I mean, I guess as a joke that could work. Yeah, it's stuff like that where the character is just so absurdly smart that they break. Even though I do have an original character that's like that, but that's the point.
Also, question, like, Zavok's right there about to, like, break his neck, just, like, close into neck-breaking distance. Why didn't he just do it immediately before Eggman could pull out the conch?
Because he's calculating.
Sure. I mean, they make a point in the ID...
This is ridiculous.
What?
The background, they're pyramids.
Yes.
This is all in the sky.
Yes.
The giant desert that's so huge that it covers the horizon in all directions. And it's so big that you can't even see it from the forest, and you can't see the forest from here. So they're both absolutely massive.
Well, you know what they say, sometimes you lose the forest for the trees.
It's like, even just have a part of the background be the forest. But I'm just completely taken out of this by just how big the last hex, the last helix?
Hex.
Okay, so I was right. The last hex is. It's just like, it's the equivalent, since this game is like Mario Galaxy, it needs its own equivalent of Mario Galaxy when there are galaxies and then you see the most gigantic planet in the universe in the background, because they couldn't have the background just be space, and so they made a planet the size of a galaxy.
Well, the thing is that, just like, if we're thinking about it really, those are just planets the size of planets. In the case, of course, galaxy is not the correct name for any of what Mario is on. So, if anything, those are actual planets.
That's true, but I thought the implication would be that the places are bigger conceptually.
Well, yeah.
And so maybe I would say that it's still more like a solar system than a galaxy.
Yep.
But that still means that's a very big planet.
I mean,
which I guess is also fine.
I mean, think about it also. You think Mario's exploring an entire planet? I'm pretty sure
It's a good point, but it's not.
I'm pretty sure Rosalina knows where the general location of the power stars are, so she just sends Mario to that location.
Yeah,
That's what I always figured.
Because I'm thinking that and really the one that comes to mind immediately is Wet Dry World. We're like, sure, there's this building and this underwater town, but there's also the background, which is supposed to be actually still Wet Dry World. And so it's like, yeah, that massive place he never explores, but that's still a part of the world. And so I'm assuming that the galaxies are the same when there's a lot of it that's just not explored.
Did you see what just happened? I somehow bounced up there and started running on the upside down wall, and I've tried to go back, but I kept going left because it was upside down. And then it switched over to, oh right, Sonic's supposed to climb in this section, and then I started to climb.
Yeah, the parkour seems to just be tripping you up every opportunity.
Yeah.
Now I'm approaching the part where I haven't, I played this, but like in 2 levels.
Ah yes, Eagle, where I have no idea how to steer this thing.
Yeah. Okay, that lasts very short. Yeah, probably in like 1 or 2 levels I would have played everything, so I guess I'm going to get semi-spoilers since I know this diverges from the 3DS version.
By the way, did the animal... I forget, but like, did the animal count matter in the 3DS version?
The animal count?
Yeah.
It's been a while since I've played it, so I wouldn't be able to tell you.
Okay, because it matters here. Granted, if you're playing the levels kind of like I am, then you're not really going to run into trouble. But people who just like shoot through and whatever eventually find themselves having to replay levels for the animal count.
But what do you mean by the animal?
How many animals you save?
Oh, so you actually have to find the capsules.
Yeah.
Save animals?
And just like the ones you save from normal badniks also count.
Oh. I'm not sure.
Also, I just very barely lived that one. It's just that was I have probably would look back at the footage and just like see like I lived through frames on that.
Okay, it's always the who built it thing is always a little cliche.
Yeah, well, in this case,
but in this case,
like we know nothing about this place at all, like at all.
Yeah, but I mean, just the idea of this gravity world and everything, how these buildings, like the architecture involved, the master of architecture involved in this is really high, and just it's a completely no one's alive. It's just animals grazing. It's almost interesting.
I mean,
the way nothing is given to us. It almost makes it more interesting.
I mean, Sonic stuff hasn't been divorced from explanations, subtle or otherwise. So the fact that this has none really just is jarring. Also, those worms somehow go into sand.
Did we ever find out about the wisps?
What do you...
As in where they came from specifically?
Yes.
Oh. So I was gonna say it'd be interesting just make those sphinxes, make them wisp shaped.
Oh, so I can't get out of that worm, but Sonic can bust out of a giant snake that came out of nowhere and was never explained in Sonic Forces, huh?
Yeah, that means he got better.
It's is actually a legitimate thing for a legitimate subtlety in part of the franchise, so I can't completely rebuke you.
Yeah. You are just not... This parkour thing... And I'm not going to say you are not good. This parkour thing is hard to get right.
Yeah. sometimes it's like, okay, sometimes I can spin dash to save myself, and sometimes I can't. It's just like I'm sure that fundamentally it's broken, but at the same time, like there are set rules here that I'm just not getting. There's a point in like the last around the last stage, well, the second to last stage, I believe, where they have a huge parkour section which rewards you heavily. But I just, for the life of me, could not understand how to even start going on it.
Right.
And it's like some.
You saw that 10 coin, that 10 ring, and you're like, well, that looks. Oh, never mind.
Yeah, and also there is no explanation as to why these giant worms, which were specifically part of the Lost Hex's biodiversity, were transported to Green Hill when it became just like Sand Hill.
Oh, so these worms, these are. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm gonna say though? The level design looks fun, and with a better movement system, would have probably been fantastic.
Yeah. Oh, and I unlocked a secret puzzle area that's really, really dangerous for this part of this part of the thing, because those worms are still active in terms of hit boxes, and I have no idea how I lived.
You have no rings. Get out.
I'm
of there.
trying.
Get out of there.
I don't think I noticed that thing at the top is also an exit.
Yeah, I was thinking, why aren't you going on the top?
Yeah, I didn't notice that one.
Oh wow. Oh, those things look like they're actually chasing.
They have faces, so.
Yeah, that in this case, it makes sense.
Also, they were trying some open area thing with here, except it's bland and it doesn't work.
To be fair, you're never really going quickly. You seem to go slowly through the areas. Like, this should have probably been cool if you're going fast and just twirling around in the background and everything spinning.
And things to do.
Very methodically.
And things to do that are interesting with platforming and a mix of platforming and speed, you know. Of course, there are like other approaches which I like, but like it's still basic. Which really the issue is that at this point in the franchise, we really shouldn't be doing basic.
Yeah, I guess that's true. They should have. Then again, it's less basic than Forces.
Oh my gosh, yes it is.
I guess it's because when you have this not 3D worlds, when you have this
don't you dare say that again. This is Sonic.
Yeah, when you have this galaxy style
that is still the same principle. Why are you referencing Mario in this Sonic world?
Yeah, but I'm just saying.
I know I'm joking.
You have that playstyle, right? Because I didn't know how to continue. So, but yeah, when you have that style, the level design is going to be. You can't have lush backgrounds and stuff like that because it's all. And I guess you can, but it's all going to feel a bit more minimalist. But they just didn't do it right.
Well, yeah. Also, we're doing Omochao missions, even though I won't be using most of the items he gives us.
Why is Omochao here?
Omochao can be anywhere she wants.
Right. So why didn't she find the Lost Hex?
Well, she did. That's why she's here.
Oh yeah.
Also, this cutscene shows a problem. Um, it's supposed to be. I get what they're trying to do. At this point, Eggman is trying to do his normal operations, which are really advanced by this point in the series. But he has to deal with incompetent minions now, kind of like Scratch and Grounder. But they don't quite, just like with Eggman's reaction there and whatever, with what he's dealing with, they don't quite play that up enough. It's like, why is he even bothering with these guys specifically? Unless, well, I mean, we know why. We learn why later, but he doesn't. But the mix of why he's using them, what he uses them for, and everything else just doesn't work.
Oh, this is a mission.
No, it's not a mission. This is the second level. Yes, we're still in the desert world. Yeah, I know.
But no.
This is what I think is that this is supposed to be a joke based off of the yellow hexagons, so honeycombs. Whoops.
Okay.
Yeah, so
this feels like a Mario Maker 2 Super World, where someone just put a level theme in an entirely wrong place.
Is this the level where you can do a life trick where there's a specific part that gives you a lot of lives and you can die easily afterwards and the lives respawn? I think this is the level.
These are some really tall trees. These are some really tall empty tree bark.
Or this is
that somehow.
Well, we're going down by gravity, so actually that's completely true. I was going to say we could technically be going lengthwise.
Oh, are we going down?
Well, gravity is pulling us down here, so I assume so.
I thought we were going up.
What?
And we were just our momentum was just carrying us up. But yeah, I'm looking at you're falling. So that's weird because these are some really, really tall trees.
Yep.
I mean, they were tall regardless, but I don't know. It feels like they seem even taller.
Yeah, right here, 3 lives right here, and you can just immediately die by running into the wall. For some reason, that kills you.
You're going so fast.
You're
running at terminal velocity.
First off, Sonic can if anything, that should get rid of rings, not be like make you lose a life. I mean, I get it, gameplay, but still, he just slams into the wall, which he does in Unleashed if you're reckless. But it doesn't cost him rings there. It just costs a little funny moment where he slams the wall, falls over.
What is Sonic doing?
What?
Like, what is the point of this video game? Why doesn't he just leave?
Because Eggman's taken a lot of animals.
Like, what's Sonic's goal?
To
I actually have no idea.
It's to free the animals from Eggman's latest machinations, which he usually uses.
Oh, so it's really just the animals again?
Yeah. The thing is, though, is that at this point, whenever Eggman gets up to even doing this sort of mass animal enslavement, it usually means he's up to something bigger anyways. So 2 for 2.
Is he up for something bigger?
Yes.
Okay.
Have no idea why a giant pinata is the mech that he gave Zamam to use, but sure.
Yeah, that's I don't even get the moon, but at least it made sense within the level of. Well, I guess it didn't.
Well, in that specific level for the time, but the time didn't make the whole time changing quickly didn't make sense either. So
yeah, and then that was done, and it was just a moon after that. So, like, if it was night, and things would be different, like if visibility would change, and you could switch between night and day, or something like the plants would grow in the daytime and where the overall would be different.
I mean, there is one mech that makes sense, sort of. for the Zeti, but that's the only one.
And even here, like say, okay, so you're using a giant pinata.
Yes.
Maybe make things come out of the pinata during the level. So maybe you could get items if you hit certain spots or something that does something that makes it mean something.
I mean, that's a genuinely good idea. If I'm going to, I love how we've just come up to the point where it's a meme to say Sega/Nintendo hire this man.
Yeah, but that's usually because people have terrible Nintendo ideas.
Well, it's less that and more that the ideas that they have work only in isolation as, oh, this is kind of nice looking, but not as a full thing.
True. But also a lot of them are terrible ideas.
Yeah, functionally, yeah.
Like the whole every region in one game, terrible idea.
I still have no idea how people don't see the logistics of how that would be terrible when it's so obvious.